right? So these are being used here, right? So because whatever the payments and all everything, so that is different. And whatever the user experience in terms of the say purchases through online and all everything, that is different. The requirements what we have taken and all everything, those are not that, those are aside, put aside for some time. Now the second responsibility being a business analyst, which we have to provide a solution in terms of the payment options, because it purely depends upon what kind of payment option an e-commerce customer is expecting. Because nowadays we have, as you know well, across the world, any online transactions we are doing, we have multiple ways of doing the payments and all that. So the payment transactions are happening in few different formats. So being a business analyst, this we need to understand better. One is about cash on delivery is the first one, which is known for you well. So cash on delivery is the one kind of payment method we do. And second is about card payment. Either it may be a debit card or credit card, card payments will be there. Next, third, online payment, right? Going to an online banking portal and all that, where we can pay using the details and all that. So online payment can be made there itself. Next, wallet payments, because wallet payments nowadays are more, especially in reference to the payments domain nowadays. The importance and all everything is being given for wallets. Importance and all everything is being given for wallets nowadays. If you can see closely, because even transactions are also happening through wallets nowadays very fast. At the same time, people are giving more importance for this wallets also. Means whenever being a business analyst, if you want to provide solutions, customers are expecting their payments to be happens through this wallet payments also, because it is easy for them to receive money and it is safe and secure. Of course, each and every financial transaction will have its own safety and security features and all that, but wallets and all everything will be of so many types. So there are so many wallet payments and all. I'm just giving you a few things here. So one is about the types of wallets. Are as follows. The first we call it as GPay, right? So it is called as Google Pay. Is one kind of payment, one kind of wallet payment we are using nowadays. We have another wallet payment called PhonePe. So this is also another wallet payment. We have other wallet payment called Paytm. Right? Paytm is also another wallet payment, where the advantage, especially why people are moving towards wallet payments, even a customer is also using wallets nowadays, due to the reason is where they can do transactions and all everything into that, right? So they can pay their bills, regular bills and all everything online using these wallets. At the same time, if they wants to invest some amount of small transactions, small investments, if they want to purchase some gold investments, or if they wants to do some short-term investments and all everything, those options and all everything available in wallets. At the same time, we have an option called Amazon Pay, as you all well aware, because Amazon through Amazon Pay we can do the transactions. You can pay amount, you can book all the whatever the transactions you want to do, you can do it. Whether it's at the same time whatever the subscriptions, right? So if you want to do this OTT subscriptions, all these OTT subscriptions and all everything can also be made using this Amazon Pay. Not only Amazon Pay, even PhonePe and Google Pay, this can be done, right? So these are the different wallet payments which normally nowadays each and every client is expecting us to deliver, right? So as far as the involvements of business analyst role in reference to the requirements understanding itself is concerned, you need to have a clear understanding about what kind of payment options a customer is expecting from us to deliver. Because regular, whatever the card payments, whatever the online payments and all everything is something regular and all everything on its own. But when it comes to the valid payments and all that, so there is a difference, because valid payments and all everything cannot be accepted across different countries. Because if you want to pay a payment and all everything using cards and all everything, some countries accept, right? So some debit cards and all credit cards can be accepted. In few transactions and all that, debit cards won't be accepted. That is the reason why most of the people across the world accepts credit cards, because that credit card has a possibility where it is under the network of Visa or MasterCard. When there is a connectivity with Visa or MasterCard, when there is an accessibility, so we have a provision where we can do the transaction anywhere across the world and we can purchase anything through the credit card. But at the same time, when you are comparing that with the debit card, what are the debit cards we have and all that, so when you are comparing that with the debit cards and all, so debit cards won't have that provision, because in debit cards the disadvantage that, as I told you, for example, if you are using a RuPay and all that, so that debit card is confined only to the transactions which is happening inside India, not more than the India, right? So that is what generally the differences will be there. So, but whereas when it comes to the wallets, it has its own challenges nowadays. Of course, now slowly improvements and all everything were happening, because earlier there was a situation where whatever the wallets are we talking about, except Amazon, because Amazon is globally renowned and globally known thing for everyone. But whereas Paytm, PhonePe, Google Pay, all that and all everything are confined to the limited territory, not to the full extent, because their services were not extended across different countries. But slowly now, what I could hear recently, that the GPay and all everything were expanding their wings and all everything outside as well. So maybe let's see how it works and all everything, that we'll see it, right? So this is one kind of thing which we need to understand. Now this is what generally the involvement of people or the networks which is being widely used across payments domain. Being a business analyst, we must be knowing it. So to have a broader context, this is how generally a payments domain works. As I stated in the last session, of course, again, it's as it is repeating that. So this is how generally the payment networks is being used here. In this payment networks, there are different things where customer will be there. Customer wants to visit a physical store or an online store for a purpose of purchasing something. If they wants to purchase something in in real environment, where major thing what they have to do is whatever the transactions are they doing and all everything must happens through a payment gateway account. Without having a payment gateway account and all that, so providing these transactions and all everything will not have any value at all, right? So there must be a payment gateway account must be there. So through this payment gateway account and all that, so whatever the payments are we doing, whatever the merchant payments are we doing and all everything, so those will be done and all everything there itself. But these payment gateways accounts and all everything is being monitored by an API communication. This is where API stands for. I think hope you might have heard about API. So what is API stands for?